Good morning, everyone. My name is Gandhi Anish, in Year 6, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Today I'm going to talk about the life of our father of nation. Peace is the most powerful weapon of mankind, Mahatma Gandhi has once said, demonstrating with his life lived and turning India into an independent nation in the process. It was known for his campaigns of civil disobedience centered around nonviolence. Truth and nonviolence were the two pillars of Gandhi's thoughts. He inspired many other great leaders of the world, including Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. His leadership encouraged India to achieve independence after nearly a century of the British ruling. He has been called the father of India and was given the name Mahatma, meaning great soul. He became a symbol of peace and human rights all around the world and remains to today one of the most prominent figures in the world's history. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in Porbandar, in the state of Gujarat, India, on October 2, 1869, to Karamchand and Putlibai Gandhi. As tradition for when he grew up, his parents arranged a marriage for him at the age of 13 to Kasturba Gandhi. His parents wanted him to be a barrister, a type of lawyer, and as a result, when he was 19 years old, Gandhi travelled to London, England, where he studied law at the University College London. Few years later, he returned to India and started his own law practice. Unfortunately, this was not successful, so he accepted the offer of a one-year contract to become a lawyer in South Africa. In 1893, he set sail for Durban, in the South African state of Natal. Once back in India, Gandhi led the fight for Indians' independence from the British Empire. He led a campaign of non-violent disobedience that went on for more than 7 years. During these campaigns, large groups of Indian populations would do things like refusing to work, sitting in the streets, boycotting the courts, and more. Each of these protests might seem small by themselves, but when most of the population does them at once, they can have an enormous impact. Hundreds of Indians, including Gandhi, was put in prison in 1913 for joining these campaigns. However, the South African government was forced to negotiate with Gandhi after much pressure from Britain and India. South Africa had an immense impact on Gandhi, transforming him into a leader. By 1920, Gandhi was the most prominent figure in the movement for Indian independence. Gandhi's movement broke the fear of foreign rule and led to the arrest of thousands of people who were eager to defy the law and line up for prison to achieve independence. Gandhi also assumed the leadership of the political party Indian National Congress, which dominated the Indian movement for independence from Britain. But to the shock of his followers, Gandhi suddenly announced the end of his movement. But on March 12, 1983, Gandhi set out to the coastal town of Dandi in the Arabian Sea. He walked over for 240 miles, and this became famously known as the Salt March. Gandhi and the thousands of followers he gained along the way arrived at Dundee on April 5th, and early the next morning, Gandhi produced salt from evaporated seawater, thus breaking British's law of banned salt. The salt march sparked similar protests involving millions of people around India. Gandhi and more than 60,000 people were soon arrested. After protests, Mahatma Gandhi's name was recognized all over the world, and he was even named Man of the Year by Time magazine in 1930. Gandhi was released from prison the following year and made an agreement to end the salt ban in exchange for the release of thousands of citizens from prison and allow those who live on the coast the right to harvest salt from the sea. During the outbreak of World War II, Gandhi took control of the Indian National Congress. He demanded Britain to withdraw from India, launching the Quit India movement. The British responded with the imprisonment of Gandhi and several other party leaders. With his health failing, Gandhi was released in 1944 after spending 19 months in jail. The negotiations concluded in 1847 Indian Independence Act, where Britain granted India its independence but split the country into two dominions, India and Pakistan. Gandhi strongly opposed the partition of his country, but finally agreed since they would at least be free. On January 30th, 1948, the weakened 78-year-old Gandhi was on his way to an evening meeting when Nathuram Godse emerged from the crowd and shot Gandhi. Gandhi's life tragically came to an end. Gandhi's lifelong pursuits through non-violence allowed him to achieve change for his country. Gandhi's actions have inspired many human rights movements, including those of Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela in South Africa. All three of them fought using nonviolence to prove that peace is really the strongest force, like Gandhi said. Gandhi's philosophy centers on the concept of truth as a continuous quest and the intervening of faith and reason. His message is to respect all living things in the same way. Gandhi's powerful words continue to inspire us to change the world for the better. Thank you.